Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Manisha, ma'am.
Good morning.
Okay, I think Dr. Achal has also joined, and let us start this session now. So this session is also live stream. So shall we start now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So nature is not a resource to be exploited, but a legacy to be cherished. On World Nature Conservation Day, let's vow to protect and preserve the beauty that sustains us all. So good morning, respected Dr. Manisha Sengar ma'am from Deshbandhu College, distinguished guest speakers, dear participants. On the occasion of World Nature Conservation Day, we welcome you all for joining this international seminar on switching from unsustainable to sustainable lifestyle, a roadmap for the conservation of nature and its resources. The guest speaker for today's session is Dr. Achal Garg. She is postdoctoral research fellow at System Science Department, Stanford University, USA. So first of all, I'll introduce my speaker. Then I'd like to invite Dr. Manisha Sengar ma'am to welcome our guest speaker. So Dr. Achal Garg is currently working as a postdoctoral research fellow in the Earth System Science Department of Stanford University. At Stanford, she is also recognized as a New Map of Life fellow and working on improving human life by reducing their exposure to environmental toxin. Dr. Achal has completed her PhD in environmental sciences with specialization on air pollution monitoring, health risks, and management from GGS Indraprastha University. She is also a gold medalist in MSc Environment Management. She obtained her BSc in Life Sciences from Hansraj College, University of Delhi, and BEd from Maharshi Dayanand University. She is also DST Inspire awardee and part of the Indian delegation in BRICS Young Scientist Forum 2019, which was held at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. She has published 15 research papers in peer-reviewed national and international journals. She has also participated and was awarded for her best presentation in various national and international conferences and workshops such as ISCA and ASSAQ. At such a young stage, she also got the opportunity to be the youngest scientist expert for SEO Young Scientist Conclave and core member of SEO Forum. Other than academia, she has been actively involved in educating, awareing, and empowering the citizens about environmental issues since the last few years. So that's a very, due to lack of time, I'm not going to extend the introduction of our guest speaker. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Manisha Sengar ma'am. She is a professor in Department of Zoology, Deshbandhu College, to welcome our guest speaker and participant. Manisha ma'am, over to you. Manisha ma'am, I think there is some network issue. Dr. Pramod, can you please check with Manisha ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's here. Yes.
Good morning. Am I not audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I welcome all the teachers, all the students, and I extend a very, very warm welcome to Dr. Achal Garg, who is from the Department of Earth Sciences and from Stanford University. I have a great pleasure to welcome all of you to this very important day, the international conference on a very important topic, unsustainable and sustainable lifestyle, from switching over to a sustainable lifestyle on this occasion of World Conservation Day. As a host and organizer of this conference, I am delighted to stand before you today to witness the convergence of brilliant minds and passionate souls who change in our lifestyles and making a lasting impact on the conservation of our precious plants. So, before we embark on this remarkable journey of knowledge exchange and insightful discussions, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you again. And our exemplary speaker who has been working a lot to conserve this important nature. And I also congratulate the Eco Club of Mata Sundari College for Women, Department of EVS Deshbandhu College, and Enviro Vigyan, who have come together as a unit to celebrate such an important world nature conservation day. I also congratulate the principal of Mata Sundari College, Professor Harpreet Kaur, and principal of Deshbandhu College, Professor Kamal Kumar Gupta, who have taken initiative and interest and motivated every one of us. I appreciate the hard work of the conveners of this talk and extend my best wishes to Dr. Uzma Nadeem from Mata Sundari College and Dr. Pramod Kumar from Deshbandhu College. The co-conveners, Mrs. Divya Sharma, Earthcon, and the coordinator, Professor Pooja Jaggi from Mata Sundari College. I also congratulate the faculty coordinators, Mr. Amit Kumar Singh and Dr. Alok Kumar Pandey, for this very wonderful thought and coming together to celebrate this very important day. Before taking enough time, I would just like to mention that today on this World Conservation Day, we gather as a united force determined to bring about some positive changes in our lifestyle, in the lifestyle of others, and the world around us. We take, they should continue from generations together and the generations to come. So, this talk will definitely serve as a beacon of hope, guiding us towards sustainable living practices and preserve the earth's invaluable resources while simultaneously ensuring a better quality of life to all of us. So, before taking much of your time, I congratulate every one of you who have been a part of this talk. And I congratulate the very young speaker, Dr. Aanchal Garg. Thank you so much, Pramod. Thank you. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, without taking so much time, I'd like to invite our guest speaker, Dr. Aanchal Garg. Dr. Aanchal, over to you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Manisha ma'am, for such a wonderful welcome. Dr. Ujma ma'am for my introduction, Dr. Pramod Kumar for inviting me, and each and every one of organizing committee. I can't take the name of everyone. So thank you everyone for being here and inviting me on the very special occasion of World Nature Conservation Day. So now I'm starting with like sharing my PPT first. Okay, this will stop other screen. Right? Continue, yes. Screen share. Okay, is my presentation visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Thank you. So the title of today's talk is, as Dr. Uzma has already mentioned, it is Switching from Unsustainable to Sustainable Lifestyle, which is a roadmap for the conservation of nature and its resources. So in the first slide, I'm starting with, I don't know why. Okay. So there are three biggest problems which are currently present on the earth. The one of the biggest problem is the population. Increase in population is again leading to the pollution. And since there are very limited resources present on the earth, so ultimately this lead to the poverty. So these are the three biggest problems which are currently our Earth is having. And you can see like how gradually there is increase in the population after 1950 to 2021. And currently world is having the population of 8 billion people. And according to the estimates, it has been found that by the end of this century, that is 2100, the population can be 11 billion. Now imagine like in 8 billion people, there is a lot of competition, addition of 3 billion more people, and consider like what can happen with our Earth, what can happen with our nature with increase of 3 billion population. Do we have enough carrying capacity to hold 3 billion more people? Do we have enough resources? So this is a very big question, which we all have to think about. Now, this is the previous scenario, like how the increase in the population converted this kind of area into this kind of area. Because more population means more urbanization, we need more homes, we need more houses, more buildings, more infrastructures, more number of industries. So these all events lead to high emissions, emissions from the vehicles, emissions from the industries, which ultimately degrade the air quality as well as affect the climate change, increase the global temperature of the earth. And other than this urbanization result in degrading the water quality. It pollutes the water. It reduces the soil fertility, which is the basic structural unit for any plant growth. And ultimately, all these things result in decline in the biodiversity also. So the entire nature has been degraded because of increase in the human population. And as per the World Economic Forum, there are top 10 global risks by severity. And out of these top 10, the five global risks are environmental risks, in which failure to take the climate action is the number one, followed by extreme weather, such as heat waves, loss in the biodiversity species, because we are deforested the area, so habitat loss and fragmentation and so many species has been already extinct. The seventh environmental global risk is human environmental damage, like how the human activities such as water pollution, air pollution, soil pollution lead to damage the environment. And the eighth one is the natural resource crisis. Since population is increasing at such a rapid rate and we are having limited number of natural resources such as forest, water. So this is the eighth most global risk. And this video shows that a single handful of soil, if we are talking about a single handful of soil, it contains more life than which is currently present on the earth. And every year, around 27,000 of species extinct. They just extinct every year due to loss of the soil quality and loss of the micro flora and fauna which is present in the soil. And as per the reports, 52% of agricultural soil is already degraded. Now imagine if the soil is degraded, plant will not grow properly. If the plant will not grow properly, we will not having vegetables, we will not have fruits. Our forest ecosystem will be collapsed. So soil is dying at a very rapid rate because of this human population growth. And just like the soil, the air quality is also degrading. Like every time in media, there is a lot of links about air pollution kills these much number of people. So every year, around 7 million deaths are happening just only by the exposure of air pollution, both indoor air means the air of our home, and the outdoor air. And This figure shows that these estimates are highest in the Asian region, Southeast Asian region. In India, approximately 1.4 million deaths every year, just only by the air pollution. And as per the World Health Organization, 90% of us are living in the polluted air region, means the region where the air quality is below the standards level. And similarly, water scarcity, the problem of water is also facing nowadays. And this is not nowadays, this is like from very previous days also. And there is one very famous line, water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Water, water everywhere, everyone to sink. Means 97% of the water is present in ocean ecosystem, which we can't drink, but due to which there is flood, cyclone, and other activities. Now imagine India is having total 16% of the world's population, but freshwater resources are only 4%. Like with 16% population, we have only 4% of water. So this leads to the water scarcity. And these are the regions where water scarcity is highest in Rajasthan, in some part of Haryana, Delhi, in some part of Gujarat, in some part of Uttarakhand. So these are the dark red color shows the extremely high water stress areas, and in the states like Rajasthan, women travel approximately 2.5 kilometer. They walk just 2.5 kilometer just to get the access of pure water. So water scarcity is there, and other than water scarcity, the um, other than water scarcity, the whatever the water we are having, it is also polluted. As per one recent study by the Lancet, every year 1.4 million deaths in India has happened just only by the water pollution. Now, how this water has been polluted? The major contribution is by the domestic sewage. 75 to 80% of the water has been polluted just by the sewage, followed by industrial effluents and agricultural runoff. In India, approximately 65% of the population is living in the rural areas. Rural areas means villages areas. Income, and only 35% people is currently living in the urban areas, means city areas. But if we are talking about wastewater generation, that which place is generated more wastewater, then the urban areas are generated much more wastewater. 65% of wastewater generated in India is just coming only from the urban area, from the city areas. And now, why this is a very important concern? Because whatever the wastewater has been generated, only 28% has been treated, whereas remaining 72% is contaminated, that's not treated, and going into the freshwater bodies such as river, lakes, and it affects the entire water ecosystem. It affects the life of fishes, aquatic animals, aquatic species. And then now we have already talked about the problem of soil, air, and water. The currently growing industry, there is a big problem of plastic waste generation. And India's plastic waste generation has almost doubled in last 5 years. In 2015 to 16, there is almost 15.89 lakh tons of plastic waste has been generated in India, which is in as per the estimates by the CPCB in 2019 to 20, it is 34 lakhs tons. And in waste generation, the highest proportion is going for the plastic waste, which is 21.8% of the waste is generated by the only by the plastic waste. So plastic waste is also one of the biggest problem. And now in today's media time, like everybody is having e-waste. E-waste is electronic waste. In every home, every people is having mobile phones, laptops, TV screens, press, like there is a lot of e-waste which is generated. And now after USA and China, India of e-waste has increased all more than double from 2017 to 2018, um, uh, uh, from 0.7 million tons to 1.6 million tons. Is my voice break or is it okay?
No, it's fine now. It was
Okay. Yeah, there is like some notice to me
in
like
between, there was some
connection.
slight connection like issue, but right now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So the e-waste generation is there. Then this is as per the United Nations Environment Program data, like every year almost 3.6 billion people don't have safe toilet. So sanitation problem is there. 2 billion people don't have access to safe drinking water. And almost 8 lakh and 29,000 people die every year due to diarrhea because of poor polluted water and poor sanitation. And heat waves because of, since temperature is increasing due to global warming, due to climate change, temperature is increasing. Now heat waves in India claimed almost 17,000 lives in the last 50 years. And almost 9.06 crore of Indians are going to be hungry by 2030 due to climate change, as per again the study by the International Food Policy Research Institute. And by the end of century, it has been predicted that the temperature may be increased from 2.4 degrees Celsius to 4.4 degrees Celsius. Imagine that how much increase in this temperature can result in loss of so many species. So ultimately, till now, I don't know why this is okay. And the result of climate change can be easily seen when the capital of a country has been changed. Currently, Indonesia is thinking to change its capital from Jakarta to Borneo. Jakarta, which is the world's fastest sinking city. Jakarta is holding a population of almost 10.56 million, but now due to climate change and due to increase in the sea level rise, the city is sinking. So effect of climate change can be seen that a country need to change its capital. And as per the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, also almost 40,000 species are under the danger of extinction. Maybe in future we are not able to see almost 40,000 species, and this is just only 28% of all assessed species. There are much more species which are not even assessed till now. So everything is somehow degraded. Now, what is this? This picture shows that like knowingly or unknowingly, we thought, okay, just throw it. It's just only one piece of water bottle, or it's just only one piece of paper. But imagine 8 billion people, if 8 billion people is having the same kind of mentality, then how big this problem can be. So such type of behavior is known as unsustainable behavior. So whenever we are talking about what is unsustainable, so unsustainable is when we are using our natural resources without any planning. We are not thinking about our future generation. We are not thinking about the nature. We are not systematically planning, and we are degrading our environmental qualities. Such kind of practices are known as unsustainable. So now it's very important, like how can we move from unsustainable to sustainable? So we have currently seen, we have already seen a lot of problems. Now it's time to move from problems to the solutions. And the solution of the problem, that is unsustainability, is sustainability. Like we have to move from unsustainable to sustainable. For this very first time in 2022, this is a very historic movement when United Nations declared that healthy environment is a human right. Before this, healthy, there is no human right for healthy environment. But in 2022, first time United Nations declared that healthy environment is a human right, and we need to protect it. We need to make it sustainable for our future generations. And this is the multidimensional model of sustainable development. Like in sustainable development, when we are thinking about others, when we are thinking about equity, when we are thinking about conserving the resources, as well as at the same time we are thinking about economic growth, and we are thinking about ecological balance also, we are thinking about other species which are present on earth, not only the homo sapiens, human beings only. And where we are working towards more cleaner technologies and more we have developed more policies which are like for the good shake of environment. So such kind of multidimensional thing is known as sustainable development. The concept of sustainable development has been firstly originated in 1987. There was a Brundtland Commission. Who is Brundtland? Brundtland is a Norway Prime Minister, and she is also the former director of World Health Organization. In 1987, there is a publication of one report which entitled Our Common Future. I mean, whatever we are doing, this is we all are going to have common future, which our future generation will face. And this is the first time when the definition of sustainable development has been originated. And the definition is development that meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Means we are developing in such a way that we are thinking about our future generations also, and we are thinking about our present time also. So this is the first time in 1987 when the concept was originated. And after then, there is one Earth Summit in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro. There is a very big conference where the government of 172 countries have participated, and the main participation is to discuss sustainable development, that how the entire countries of the world together can conserve the nature. And for this, there is a Agenda 21 document, which is a non-binding action plan. It is a document where the more principles about the sustainable development has been mentioned, and 21 here represent 21st century. Means this document has been prepared for our generation for this 21st century. And in this agenda, one important thing they have mentioned is they have mentioned 9 major groups. Like if we want to conserve the nature, then only one person can't do. It's the all together approach. Everybody has to collaborate. Everybody has to think about environment and sustainability. Starting with business and industries, businessmen and industries need to find the solutions which are sustainable. They have to make products which are sustainable. Children and youth are at the focus, because uh, we have to tell children from the birth about the sustainability, like this is good or this is bad, this is good for environment and this is bad for the environment. Farmers are at the focus because food production also affect climate change, so we need to tell them about the sustainable agricultural practices. Indigenous people and their communities means the local people. India is already having lot of indigenous technologies, like सिलबट्टे पे चटनी बनाना से लेके बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो इंडिया में ऑलरेडी हैं. So the knowledge from the indigenous people and their communities is very important. Local authorities, including government, because government will make the policies and various awareness program fund. They will provide the fund for other things. The non-governmental organizations role is very important in order to create awareness. And the scientific and technology community role is very important, just to identify like what is the main problem, how much the environment has been degraded. Women are at very important pillar, because women being a mother and being a very responsible person on this earth is very helpful in protecting the environment and workers and trade unions. So for conserving the environment, it is the effort of everybody, not all of these 9 major groups, not only single. Now, what an environmental scientist or researcher like me are doing, what we have done, we collect and analyze, like we are going to the forest, we are going to the homes, we are going to the field surveys and identify like how much soil is degraded, how much water is degraded, how much air quality has been degraded, and we assess and how much it can impact the human health. Based upon these things, we develop the plan, like how can we prevent it, how can we control it, or how can we fix these problems. And whatever the data has been generated by this helps the public, government organizations and business, so that they can have the solution about the same thing and reduce the overall health effects on the human population as well as on the other species. So everybody's role is very important in this thing, and there are 17 goals which has been already decided for the sustainable development. These out of these 17 goals, every country has their some priority goals, like on what is their priority. So for so in case of India, the priority goal for environment is clean water and sanitation, and affordable and clean energy, and climate action plans. Life below the water means the ocean and aquatic life, and the life on land, that is terrestrial life. So these are the 17 goals, and out of which 5 goals of environmental are at priority in India currently, which we have to achieve by 2030, and everybody is doing their effort to achieve these goals. Then there is how government has been doing the effort. So there is one United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, because if we are doing collectively, then every country has to meet at least once in a year. So this concept has been originated as a COP, Conference of Parties, where government and representative of different countries come together and they discuss, okay, in our country, water pollution is the main problem. In the other country, air pollution is the main problem. Maybe in Brazil, the deforestation is the main problem. So they discuss what are the common problems and how we all can together solve it. So these kind of discussions has been doing in these meetings in Conference of Parties. And the first Conference of Parties has been held in Berlin in Germany in 1995. Then there is COP21, which held in 2050, in which there is a this is very important. COP21 was very important. It held in Paris, and in this conference, India has decided that by the 2030, India will reduce its emission by 33 to 35%, which are with the background level of like whatever the level is during the 2005, they will reduce it by the 33 to 35% by the 2030. So then the next COP26 held in United Kingdom, and COP26 is also very important, where Prime Minister Modi ji has represented in this conference. And okay. So these are the Panchamrit, which Prime Minister Modi has declared during this conference to the entire world. Like Panchamrit means 5 action plans, which has been declared by PM Modi. Like we have to reach non-fossil energy capacity of 500 gigawatt by 2030. Non-fossil energy means renewable energy, the energy which is not created by coal, petroleum and gas, but it is created by solar energy as well as the wind energy, which are the most potential renewable energy sources of India. So first is like by the 2030, 500 gigawatt of non-fossil energy. Second commitment India has done during this COP26 is like we have to fulfill 50% of energy requirements by renewable energy only. And we have to reduce almost 1 billion carbon emission by 2030, reduce carbon intensity below 45% by 2030. And the most important is that India will achieve the target of net zero by 2070. Now, before moving forward, does anybody know like what is net zero actually? Anybody? Net zero target. Okay. So net zero target, these there is don't know what's it is not. Okay, so in COP26, there is a very big debate where every country has decided that they will achieve their net zero target by some year. And surprisingly, Bhutan has already achieved its net zero target. So, what net zero exactly means? Like how much greenhouse gas we have produced, like how much sources we are having currently, we need equal number of sink also. Say for example, we are emitting maybe 30 million tons of carbon dioxide, then we should have this much number of trees which can absorb 30 million tons of carbon dioxide also. So net zero means zeroing every emission, like whatever the source is there, we have the exact number of sink also. We need to get such sustainable technologies so that our emissions can be reduced, our greenhouse gas emissions can be reduced. And for this, Bhutan has already achieved. United States of America is having it for 2050, and India and Mauritius is the only country which are having the very late net zero target by the end of 2070, whereas China is having at 2060. So it means by the year of 2070, what India has committed is that whatever emissions we are generating, we are going to net zero it, maybe by increasing the role of electronic vehicles, by adopting the renewable energy practices, by more plantation. And this can be possible not only by the single person, like it's the individual effort, everybody's effort is very, very important in this thing. So now this is very important, which is the roadmap. Now, how can we conserve the nature? So for conserving the nature, the most important thing is consciousness. Like we have to be conscious, we have to be think about everything. Like whenever you are going for shopping or anything, you have to be, first important rule is you have to be conscious about consumption. If you need it, then take it. If you don't need it, then don't take it. So whatever you are consuming, just think about environment before that. So conscious consumption is the very basic pillar. And after conscious consumption, whatever knowledge you are having, you have to create aware, you have to aware everybody about the conscious living. Like what are the benefit of conscious living? How can we live consciously? How can we make the simple changes in our lifestyle? And the third thing is conscious production. Before producing anything, this is for the producers also, for the companies and industries also, like whatever you are producing, you have to think about the nature. Nature should be the basic pillar for these things. And this is the basic hierarchy for needs. So for needs, use what you have. If you not have it, then try. Can we borrow it? If you can't borrow it, then swap it. Okay, like I can take, okay, I can take this t-shirt, or maybe this t-shirt, there is no need of it. And you can thrift it, you can make it, and then ultimately if you can't make it, then go for purchase only. So before buying anything, just think about other alternatives also. So this is the very basic roadmap for the nature conservation. And for this nature conservation, there is a very active campaign which has been launched during the COP26 by Prime Minister Modi ji again, which is Life, Mission Life. Mission Life is the lifestyle for environment. Like it is a mass movement for the entire nation. Like whatever you are doing, it is for environment benefit. We have to choose a lifestyle which is environmentally conscious. Like every time you have to make environment at the center before purchasing anything, before producing anything, um, and you have to make aware also everybody about the same thing. So PM Modi ji has pitched for this. This is one movement life which entire nation has to follow, and this is the very basic movement for the sustainable living. And these are the seven main things which are the pillar of mission life: save energy, save water, say no to single-use plastic, adopt sustainable food system, reduce waste, adopt healthy lifestyle, and reduce e-waste. If these whenever you are like purchasing anything for energy, because heating and cooling devices are the main energy conserving energy generating things. Think about like if you can switch off whenever the things are not in use. So conserve energy is the very important. Saving water, how much, like we everybody know like how can we save the water. And there is some practices which we all should adopt, some healthy lifestyle and some sustainable lifestyle. So what I did is bring your own. So whenever I am going to anywhere, I have three things with me every time: bring your own. I have bring your own, bring your own bag. I have my bag. Bring your own water bottle, second thing, and bring your own mug. So these are the three things which I always bring with me. And whenever I'm going for purchasing, for hiking, for anything, so this is the small effort which we can do, and we can aware our friends, our family, and everybody about the same thing. Like whenever you are going to to purchase vegetables, fruits from sabji mandi, or like from any shop, from malls, then you should have your own bag. And if you are having your own coffee mug, then if you are taking coffee or tea, then you can ask, please don't use your paper cup or plastic cup. I have my own cup. So these small efforts can be the best alternative for the single-use plastic. And yeah, the most important thing is that we have to switch to plant-based diet, because meat production is consuming a lot of water and a lot of resources. And waste segregation is the very important thing. In home, segregate the composting waste, gila kuda, sukha kuda. Segregate whatever waste you are having, just segregate it. Whatever waste you can recycle it, just collect it and wait for some kabadi walas or something where you can give it. And yeah, so these are some of the sustainable practices. And as per the mission life, there is three main phases of sustainability. First, we have to change in demand. uh, like we can change in demand. Like how can we change in demand? Say for example, we can say, okay, we don't need the plastic cups, we are happy with our own mug. So this can result in change in demand. And when we demand for more ceramic kind of cups instead of paper cups or plastic cups, then obviously according to the demand, the supply will be there. And there should be the change in policy is also very important. And now one more important thing currently is the fashion. Like everybody is busy on Instagram, TikTok, making the videos, reels, and like generating a lot of clothing waste every year, a lot of clothing waste. And as per the United Nations Environmental Protection Agency report, almost 8% of total greenhouse gas emission is just only coming from the fashion industry. It's just only coming uh, from our clothes. And this is the amount of water which is used for producing a single cotton t-shirt. For making a single cotton t-shirt, 700 more than 700 gallons of water, and 1 gallon is equivalent to 3.785 meals. Almost 2800, 2600, 2600 liter of water has been used just to make a single cotton t-shirt, and almost 1800 gallons of water has been used to just prepare one pair of jeans. And as per the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, almost average person, one person just throw away 37 kilogram of clothing every year. This data may be range from country to country. This is for United Nations. So what happened with such a large number of clothes? So there is one a very famous concept has been come in United Nations, which is goodwill. Goodwill, it is a store where you can donate your clothes, you can donate anything which is not in your use. You can donate your utensils, you can donate your clothes, you can donate your electronic items, electronic gadgets, you can donate anything. And what they did, they recycle it, and they try to like clean it, and make everything disinfectant, everything free of germs, bacteria, and clean, and then they sell it. So this thing is very good because it there is an option of reused the items, number one. And the very big thing is that it provides employment also, because at goodwill store then they can provide employment to so many people. So goodwill is the original recycle, and we need such kind of shops, such kind of initiatives in India also. And so sustainable fashion is the choice. Like we can take second hand, and there is nothing harm or nothing bad in taking the second hand clothes if these are disinfectant, if these are germ free and clean, and these are very cheap also. You can purchase it in a very few amount. So the next thing is DIY. DIY is very famous in a youngster generation. DIY is do it yourself. Like you can make anything from the waste recycle. Like this is how one person has designed their balcony by designing the plastic water bottle, and like growing the trees in the plastic water bottle. And this is there are thousands of DIYs which are already present on the YouTube videos. And other than the YouTube videos, we are having our own creativity. So we can use the DIY from the waste materials. And just try to avoid greenwashing. What is greenwashing? Greenwashing is a kind of brainwashing, when on things they write that this thing is chemical free, this is non-toxic, they label it by green. Thing seems to be green, but thing is not actually green. So before thinking if on some product the green color has been shown, or they have read that they have write that it's green, then just think before purchasing it whether actually it is green by reading the ingredient which has been described on the label, on the back of the label of the compound. So don't come into the false impression or misleading information, and don't communicate this kind of information to other people. And there is a wise wedding. Now we as a young generation, we can convince our parents to the society that the weddings can be sustainable, because in India a lot of money has been utilized in the weddings, and a lot of waste has been generated. And there is a very famous example of Pia Mircha's wedding. You can see how her wedding has been done on the YouTube videos. You can search it, like how every small action has been taken uh, as a sustainable action and to preserve the nature. So you can see the videos online about the wise wedding. And other than the wedding, like every year whenever we are going for hiking or for traveling, then you have to be eco traveler. Eco traveler means, again, when you are thinking about environment, like just make sure that whenever you are going for traveling, so are you preferring train or flight? Are you preferring like boarding passes paperless or with paper? Do you have your own bag, water bottle, and mug? Do you have your own toiletries so that you can't need to take it from the hotel? And you make your own snacks and pack them in your own lunch box. You should have your own lunch box so that again the next plastic waste can be uh, saved. And if there is local sightseeing, then try to find out that can you walk, or is there any public transport, or if it not so, is there any cycling facility available, and try to choose these. And if during any traveling thing you adopt any of the practice, then yes, you can be a eco traveler. So Article 51 AG, this is in our constitution, which also tell us about the duty of every citizen of India, that it is the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve our nature, our environment, which include forest, lake, river, and wildlife, and have some compassion for living creatures. So this is in conserving nature is in our constitution also. And in the last, I want to say that government का काम policy बनाना होता है, but उसका पालन करना, to follow it, implement it, it is our responsibility. And how can we implement and how can we think about the policy? It is all consciousness. How much conscious you are about environment. The way parents are conscious about their children, the way we are conscious about our look, oh, शादी में जाना है, अच्छा दिखना है. तो in the same way, environment को conserve करना, environment के बारे में सोचना, ताकि future generation को कोई problem ना आए. So this kind of consciousness should be in our mind. जब भी जा रहे हैं कोई भी चीज परचेज करने से पहले बी कॉन्शियस कि रियल में ये चीज चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए, इसके बिना हो सकता है काम कि नहीं हो सकता है. So every time think about environment during the planting, and be the volunteer. Volunteering is a very good thing what we all can do for our environment. And as I mentioned, that bring your own, at least if you are bringing your own these three things, like these are very small things and you can easily put it into your bag, but at least अगर कोई भी आपसे पूछता है are you really following anything for environment, then you can say yes, I am doing this. Yes, we are thinking about environment in these 2-3 things at least. So in the last by doing all these sustainable lifestyle, we will not conserve only one Homo sapiens species, that is human being. Even we can save total number of 8.7 million species which are currently present on the earth. So uh, this is my last message, that why we need to conserve the nature. And on World Nature Conservation Day, I am requesting everyone to please adopt the sustainable lifestyle in your living uh, life. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Achal. So today we had the privilege to listen Dr. Achal Garg. Basically, she shed the light on the critical aspects of transition from an unsustainable lifestyle to a sustainable one. We gain insight into the small yet impactful changes we can make in our routines, homes, and communities to reduce our carbon footprint and live in harmony with the nature. I hope this talk served as an eye-opener, challenging to us to question our habits and consumer choices. So it will inspire us to rethink how we use resources and manage waste. Basically, this talk has encouraged us to adopt practices that are less burdensome on the environment and that it will promote social responsibility. So as we know, in our fast-paced life and interconnected world, the choices we make in our daily lives have far-reaching consequences for the planet and future generation. So we cannot ignore the pressing environmental issues that confront us today, and such as climate change, resource depletion, loss of biodiversity. And these challenges demand that we reevaluate our lifestyle choices. Yeah, so that is why we have to adopt sustainable practices that promote harmony with nature. So remember that each of us play a very pivotal role in this journey towards sustainability. And it is not solely the responsibility of government or organization, but also lies in the choices we make as individuals. So together, we can change our domino effect, basically create a domino effect, and with each positive change, inspiring others to follow suit. So eventually, this will lead to a more sustainable and thriving planet. So thank you, Dr. Achalgar, for a very insightful lecture. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Pramod Kumar, one of the convener of this international seminar. He is an assistant professor in the Department of EVS of Deshbandhu College, for the concluding remarks and vote of thanks. Dr. Pramod, over to you.
Thank you, Usma ma'am. Very good morning to one and all present today. And it's my privilege to have been asked to propose vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion, that is the World Nature Conservation Day. I, on behalf of Deshbandhu College and Mata Sundari College, would like to thank Professor Harpreet Kaur, Principal, Mata Sundari College for Women, and Professor Kamal Kumar Gupta, Principal, Deshbandhu College, for allowing us to collaborate and conduct this international seminar on this auspicious day. I would like to thank Professor Manisha Sengar, Professor, Department of Zoology, Deshbandhu College, faculty coordinators, Mr. Amit Kumar Singh and Dr. Alok Kumar Pandey, and Mrs. Divya Sharma for the coordination in organizing this international seminar. I extend my gratitude to Dr. Uzma Nadeem, one of the convener of this international seminar. Today, we witnessed an enlightening and enriching gathering where knowledge was shared, perspectives were exchanged, and ideas were nurtured. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Aanchal Garg, who generously contributed her expertise and insights. Your presentation was captivating, engaging, and thought-provoking. Your passion for respective fields was evident, and we are truly grateful for the valuable knowledge that you have imparted upon us. I would also like to extend our gratitude to the organizing committee, volunteers, and support staff who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the smooth running of this event. Your dedication and hard work made everything possible, and we owe you a debt of gratitude for your selfless efforts. Last but not the least, I would like to thank each and every one of you present here today. Your presence has not only added value to this seminar, but also made it a warm and welcoming atmosphere for fruitful interactions. As we draw this event to a close, let us carry the knowledge and inspiration we gained today forward. Let us use this newfound wisdom to make positive contributions to our respective fields and this society as a whole. Once again, thank you all for being a part of this remarkable seminar. Your presence has made a memorable experience, and we look forward to welcoming you again in our future endeavors. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pramod. So for the participant, if they have any query, due to lack of time, we have just swapped this question answer session. If they want to have any, they have any query with Dr. Aanchal Garg, Dr. Aanchal Garg can share her email ID so that they can ask their queries by the email.
I just shared my email ID on text box. So
Thank you so much, Dr.
thank you so much, everybody, for listening me. And my request is just only bring your own. Like at least this is the one thing we all can do on this World Nature Conservation Day. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we are closing this session. Thank you to all especially Dr. Manisha Singh ma'am, Dr. Achal Garg, and Dr. Pramod. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you all.
Yo.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.